Hi, dearly beloved. I want to share with you a wonderful story this moment. Once upon a time, there lived a family. There were two families. One family had a beautiful and a harmonious home. And the reason for that was that everybody knew their duty in the home. The father knew his role, the mother knew her role, the children understood and knew their assignment and role in the home. Thus, the home was always harmonious and peaceful. There lived another family that there was always chaos in the home. And this was as a result of them not understanding and knowing their basic role as a family or individuals in the family. This is the same scenario, or this is the same thing that happens in our society, in our churches, and in our world at large. The chaos that we experience in our churches, the chaos that we experience in our communities, where we see that around, where we see drainages being blocked, where we see things not being done in the right manner, all boils down to people not understanding their role and their responsibilities and duties in the community. So by so doing, we see all these problems in our societies. The same applies to the church. Just see how beautiful the church will be if A knows that I'm called in this way, if B knows that I've been anointed and I've been gifted in this grace to function in this special ministry. If C understands that A has been graced in this way to function in this speciality and allows A to function in his or her fullness, just imagine how beautiful and how harmonious the church is going to be. So, we not understanding, we not coming to the knowledge of the giftings that we have or the duties and the responsibilities that we have and functioning in our full capacity leaves the society and leaves the world in a chaotic manner. Thus, everywhere that you find peace, just as the first family found peace, because every individual in the family understood their assignments, understood their role, and understood their duty and functioned perfectly in their duties. Because they understood that by refusing to function or by refusing to execute whatever duties that they have been given or that they have, they put the family in an uncomfortable state. The same way, if we bring it to the church, if the members understand their various duties, they understand their various callings, they understand their various graces that they have been given by God to function in the ministry, I think that the church is going to be a better place. If the one ministering is ministering by understanding, coming to the realization that he has been given that grace by God to execute whatever he is doing perfectly for the good of the whole ministry, and does it perfectly, giving the glory to God, the church will be a perfect place. If the one ushering understands that he has been given the grace by God to execute or to perform his or her role in the perfect manner for the church or for the ministry, I believe that the church is going to be a better place. If the one in charge of administration understands that it is not just an assignment, but it is a grace and it's a gift given unto him by God, and functions in the right perspective, I think that the church is going to be a better place. The same applies to our communities. The same applies to the world at large. I don't believe that everybody comes to earth or people come to earth by mistake. If we understand that there is no invention or there is no creation that does not have an inventor or a creator respectively behind it. But we understand that every invention has an inventor behind it, and every creation has a creator behind it. Then I want to submit to you that man also has a creator behind it. And since every invention being invented by the inventor comes with a knowledge, a foreknowledge by the inventor, the same applies to every creation, that the creator had a foreknowledge before creating. That every human being has a special function and has a special assignment on this earth. Thus, we refusing to understand and coming to the knowledge that we have special assignments and special roles in this world, and functioning in that special assignment or special role or performing our duties, we leave the world in a chaotic atmosphere, just as the second family. The first family was very peaceful because each and every member of the family understood their duty, understood their role, understood their assignment, and they functioned fully, knowing that they have been given these duties, and if they refuse to function in their duties, it's going to be a problem to the family. Thus, for the family's peace and for the family to thrive and for the family to be a harmonious place for all of them, they understand and they execute their roles selflessly. Thus, I want to submit to you as a human being, as a child of God, as an individual, that if you refuse to understand your assignment, if you refuse to understand your role, if you refuse to understand your duty or your reason why God brought you to earth, then you are putting the earth system in a chaotic atmosphere, because your role is perfect, your role is essential, your role is important to keep the earth system in a peaceful and in a harmonious manner that God intended. So God, being the creator behind humanity, created you for a purpose, created you for an assignment, created you to come and execute that special duty that you alone can do, because he molded you, he shaped you according to your function. An example is, there are different types of cars, and their modes are different. And the modes of the cars are different because of their function or the terrains they operate. So, if you see a small car with small tires, it is not a mistake. If you see a big car with big tires, it is not a mistake. If you see a two-wheel drive, it is not a mistake. If you see a four-wheel drive, it is not a mistake. Their assignments are different, and it is the inventor that could only tell. The inventor invented all these things in their respective manner because he understood and knows the role in which each of them is supposed to play. Thus, you are not a mistake, irrespective of the circumstance you came from, irrespective of the situation you find yourself today, irrespective of whatever you are going through today. You are a perfect human being, created with an intention and the originality of God, created with a perfect plan, created with a purpose, created with a peculiar duty and a peculiar assignment that you alone can execute. Thus, I want to challenge you that you have to make it a point to understand that you are peculiar, you are special, you are unique, and you are created with a purpose. Thus, you have to be on a quest to identify the reason why you came to earth. By so doing, understanding or coming to the knowledge of what you are born to come and do, puts the earth system or puts your locality or where you find yourself in a perfect and harmonious state. Because if you refuse to function, a system breaks. If you refuse to operate, a system malfunctions. If you refuse to execute your duty, it is an effect on a particular system. And by so doing, there's going to be a breakdown. There's going to be a challenge. There is going to be an issue. That does not just affect somebody alone, but it affects all of us. It goes a long way to affect all of us. So find your role in the home, find your role in the church, find your role in the community you find yourself, find your role in the world at large that you find yourself, and execute those roles. By so doing, you put a world in a perfect state, you put a church in a perfect state, you put a community in a perfect state, and you put a family in a perfect state. Thank you for listening, and thank you for accepting that you are special, you are unique, and you have a unique assignment to make the world a better place. Thank you.